Hello, good evening. Okay, so I have two participants in the classroom. I am not putting them in, or I mean, placing them yet. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Tonight, I am going to discuss about how are we going to teach grammar. How to teach grammar. So everybody is welcome to be with us or to be with me tonight. But this lesson is, of course, a special mention to my EL113 students. Okay, so now we have ways on how are we going to teach grammar. So what do we usually follow? Okay, well. Anyway, so I am going to proceed with or without you guys. It's not if it's live, hindi naman talaga necessary na you need to be there because of course since it's live, you can you can watch it at a later time. So you don't need to worry about it. Okay. So now I have here two guests, Elian Rain Bayon on, and then Fear Salmin. All right, good evening. May I know my viewers? Who are they? Okay, Alshen. Walang kam si Alshen. Alshen May Orenshada. All right. Well, anyway, I want to put you, Alshen, in the classroom. O kung sino pa yung classmates mo, apat lang kasi kayo. So, sana makapasok kayo sa classroom. So, right now, I think I can place you. So, wait lang. Saan na yun? Okay. Oh, Shenmei, Oranshada. There you are. Nasa classroom ka. Nilagay kita, pinasok kita. Well, anyway, sige. Okay lang, walang ano ito kasi to ano your privacy, of course, to respect your privacy. Okay, remove muna kita, Sheng. But if it's okay lang sa'yo na ipasok kita kasi live ito eh. But if it's okay sa'yo na ipasok kita sa classroom para at least may kausap ako dito ngayon, so just tell me, pakichat na lang ako if it's okay. Okay? Good evening, hindi ako makapasok. Okay, okay lang. But if hindi kayo makapasok, if you can still watch it, it's okay. All right, anyway, so how are you going to teach grammar? That is the question. Now, before we start, guys, I want you to answer. I want you to what's this? How are you going to explain this to the kids? The word fast here and the word fast here. Please comment. This is sentence number 1. And then, liitan natin para one line lang. This is sentence number 1. And this is sentence number 2. Okay. How are you going to explain this to the students? We have here fast, another fast. Okay, so fast here, it has a different function. Fast in number 2, another function. Now, can you tell me how are you going to describe or I mean to explain this to your students? So you can comment. You can comment now. I want to see how are you going to explain the difference between the fast in the first sentence and the fast in the second sentence. Okay, okay lang. Thank you, Sheng. All right. So I hope you have your cam, Sheng. May kausap ako. All right. So may participation tayo dito. Okay, Sheng, you can open your cam. So adverb ang 1 po, adjective and number 2. Okay, Sheng. So please unmute your microphone. You can share your answer. There you are. So, Sheng, you can talk to me.
Hi, mom.
Hi. All right, Sheng. So, well,
I'm
can you
actually
please
eating right now.
what?
I'm actually eating right now.
You're actually eating right now. Sige. But I read your comment about the difference between the fast in the first sentence and the fast in the second sentence. Okay, even without your camera, you can be heard. So what's the difference between them? How are you going to explain it to the kids?
Wait lang.
Yes, your message is correct. I mean,
Tama
your
yun.
explanation in the message is correct, but let us hear it. and then the people will hear you also. It's up to you if you want to open your cam or not. I'm not going to
Uh,
force you. It's okay. All right.
it's
So how are
yeah.
you going to explain this? Example, I am your student.
Oh my gosh.
I am
Google
your
it.
student.
Pero
No, your
In
your comment
sentence,
is correct.
in sentence number one, the function of fast is adverb. Why? Because we have here our subject is Donna and the verb here is it's. Of course,
Yes,
because Donna is singular, so the verb is singular too. So it's, and this word fast describes how Donna eats. So
exactly.
this simply means that this is adverb because adverb describes verb or modifies verb or describes other verb or something like that.
Or adjective.
Oh, adjective,
Okay,
yes.
okay. Yes, tama.
That's it.
Adjective, adverb, and another adjective, verb, and
Another
another
adverb.
verb. Okay,
That's
and then
right.
number two,
Number two, the function of fast there is adjective because it describes Sheng.
that
It
Sheng
describes the
is
subject.
all right.
Ah,
It describes the subject. Okay, that's it. Good. So fast here in number one, it's adverb because going back to the word it modifies, the word it modifies is it's, and that's a verb. Just like now you are eating. What the best example, okay? Timely example. So knowing adverb, it describes a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Okay, that's true. Fast here is adverb. And then fast in the second sentence is adjective because it modifies or it describes Sheng, which is the noun of the sentence. Okay, of course, prior to that, the student must know about adverb and adjective. So this is of course a follow-up lesson. So if we have this kind in the classroom, we are teaching grammar. This is another way of presenting. This is one of the ways, or yes, this is one of the processes on how are we going to teach grammar. And later on, we are going to discover, I mean, we are going to identify what process is this, what type or what way is this in teaching grammar. Okay, thank you so much for that, Sheng. I have somebody with me. So if you're ready, and if it's okay with you, you can open your com so that I will have a participant in my classroom. Okay, anyway, and to those who, yung mga classmates mo, if you're there already, just send me a message if it's okay with you. It would be a lot better because class participation is higher when you are in my classroom, okay? So you have the option to just stay to just stay outside the window or the door, or you want to get into the classroom. Okay. All right. So thank you so much. Oh, we have here, hi Miss, hi Mom, I'm your student last month. Yes! So, yan. May mga students ako dito. Hi, Lee! I miss you, Lee! Okay. All right. So, let's proceed to to my presentation on how are we going to teach grammar. We are going to discover, I know, not discover, but of course, parang sabihin kong ma-refresh tayo because I know you have prior knowledge about these things already. So this is just a review or parang we have to refresh these things. Okay. Well, anyway, all right. I think it's clear now. To my students, please send me a message if it's okay with you to be added in the classroom. So, si Sheng lang andito, staying with me. Okay, thank you. Walang iwanan, Sheng, just stay there. Okay, so now let's proceed, guys. So, teaching grammar, I can say that, well, I've been teaching English for 20 years, not only grammar, but also speech and oral communication. Okay. You know, sometimes it's not really easy because sometimes it's not easy because aside from giving the rules and aside from giving the examples, you need to go back to some specific things like you have to go back to the basic, and that is, I think, for me, I think I consider it hard because of my 20 years of teaching, I only have 2 years teaching in high school. Oh, 3 years, no, four, including senior high school. I have 1 year teaching experience elementary, and then the rest of it in college and professional. Okay. And then when I say professional, those are who wanted to take the law exam or entrance exam and review the licensure examination for teachers review. So, yung let review, okay? So, those are my students. Sa loob ng 18 years, I was able to teach professionals and college students on how to teach grammar and yes, how to teach grammar. Because, of course, since I am an education graduate, so my students are education students. Okay, we're education students. All right. So, not only grammar, but we also have speech and oral communication and literature. But, of course, since English, a major, so you have to deal with it. Okay. So, it's not hard sometimes. And sometimes, well, it's normal kahit anong subject mo naman. Sometimes, mawala or ma-short yung patience mo because there is always a tendency that you have to go back to the basic. When I say basic, is that the subject verb agreement. For example, Donna eat or eats. There are many students pa na medyo ma-confuse with that rule. Okay, for example, Donna, it's the subject and it is singular. So what about the verb? So our role here is how are we going to enter, how are we going to teach grammar so that that rule in English, okay, rule, okay, not role but rule in English will be, what's this, will be kept in mind by the learners. Okay, so, teaching grammar is an essential part of school education or adult learning. So, without good grammar, spoken or written words lose much of their meaning and most of their value. That's it. It comes after. If you don't have a good grammar, of course, the communication is less and then the value is not that high. Okay. So, the tendency is you lose the meaning of it because how are you going to understand it and how are you going to, oh, sometimes the tendency is the listener is not focused on the grammar, I mean on the message, but they focused on the grammar. So we need to be careful in writing or in speaking. Okay, so this is really essential part. So yung mga bata kailangan exposed na sila in learning grammar. But yun nga, the question is, how are we going to teach it? Or how, okay, do the teachers teach grammar? So English grammar is, that's it, yung sinabi ko kanina, English grammar is a very complex and all its intricacies cannot truly be learned by rote. They must be really understood. So an understanding is not most easily achieved when students are engaged, interested, and having fun during a lesson. I always told my students before, do not memorize. Okay? You have to understand. Understanding is of course higher than memorizing. Sorry lang if I'm going to recall my years when I was in elementary and high school. It's not only that yun talagang teacher, but yun ang parang teacher centered kasi iba traditional method eh. Traditional method, the teachers let us memorize rules without letting us understanding them. That is the problem. If you memorize but you don't understand it, how will you apply it? Okay, after how many, like for a long time? Because, of course, there is always a tendency that you will forget this thing. But if you understand, you don't need to memorize because you understand. I always emphasize that to my students. Okay? So, and of course, kailangan the students are engaged. They must be interested. And one thing is, learning is better when there is so much fun. Walang pressure, walang stresses aside sa students. Okay, learning of course is better. Now, two important approaches of teaching grammar. a deductive approach and inductive approach. Now, who can give me an idea before proceeding? Who can give me an idea what is a deductive approach and what is an inductive approach? How do you teach grammar using deductive approach and how do you teach grammar using inductive approach? Guess you can guess participants. You can actually answer. Okay, you can answer, guys. How are you going to teach if you are going to use deductive approach? How are you going to teach if you are going to use an inductive approach? I am waiting for your answer. Okay, what's the way? What's your way in teaching grammar using a deductive approach? And what's your way in teaching grammar using an inductive approach? Well, of course, knowing deductive and knowing inductive. So I will give you a hint of it when we say deductive approach, general to specific. When we say inductive approach, specific to general. So if we are going to use it to grammar, I mean to teaching grammar, how are you going to do it? What's the way? Hmm. I'm waiting for the for the chat box to I am waiting for the messages here. I don't know if you have idea, Sheng. If you have idea, Sheng, you can speak. Okay, you can unmute yourself. You can give your idea. If you can answer this. All right. Okay. Sige, let's proceed. Kasi hindi tayo dapat magtagal. Okay, let's proceed. So when we say deductive approach, again, remember, it is general and that's specific. That's deductive. Remember, that's deductive. And inductive, that's specific and then general. You have to present the specific and then you are going to present the general after. So in teaching grammar, how are we going to do it? So in teaching grammar, guys, of course, the deductive approach, rule-driven learning, starts from the presentation of a rule and is followed by examples in which the rule is applied. So for example, if you are going to use a deductive approach, you are going to give the rule, for example, the subject-verb agreement. If the subject is singular, the verb must also be singular. The singular subject, for example, a thing, or if we talk about thing, there is, singular, the word has no s, and then the singular of the verb, it has an s. For example, the example a while ago, Donna eats. Okay, so Donna eats. So eats is singular because the subject is singular. So you present the rule and then you give the example. So that is deductive. Okay, so we cannot say that deductive is better than inductive or inductive is better than deductive. It depends on the situation and it depends on the kinds of learners you have and it depends on the lesson. Okay, so there is no, for me, I cannot say that deductive method is better, inductive method is better. We cannot say that. Okay, it depends. So again, deductive, you present the meaning first, or I mean the rule first, and then of course you will let the learners understand it, and the learners will understand it better if you are going to give the examples after. All right. Examples of deductive approach, as you have there, the subject and the object pronouns. The subject is the person or thing doing the action. I left early. She went home. We said goodbye. Examples of rule. So binigay yung rule, as you can say, as you can see it. And then another example, the object is the person or thing receiving the action. She telephoned me. I hit him. We saw her. So examples of rules. Okay, so you give the rules and then you present the rules and then the examples. All right, now there are advantages and there are disadvantages of the deductive method. So when we say advantages, it gets straight to the point. Yes, it get a point, therefore be time saving. Okay, therefore be time saving. So allow more time on practices and application. acknowledges the role of cognitive processes in language acquisition. Why we say that, or why it is advantage one of the advantages of a deductive, because of course you will let the students process their cognitive aspect. Okay, they are going to think about it, they are going to internalize, they are going to realize or interpret it. Okay, then confirm students expectations about classroom learning, particularly for students with analytical learning style, and allows teacher to deal with language points as they come up, rather than having a prepare for them in advance. Okay, so these are the four advantages. And how about the disadvantages of deductive method? So starting the lesson with a grammar presentation may be off-putting for some students. Yes, do not have sufficient meta language or language used to talk about grammar terminology. Yes, that is the problem. If the student has lack knowledge about the prior lesson or topic before you have it now. So paano niya ma-relate or ma-connect yung present lesson? That's one of the disadvantages. Another, students do not have much opportunity to get involved. Why? Teacher-centered. Okay? Magiging teacher-centered siya. Then, explanation is seldom memorable. Yes. And then encourages belief that learning a language is simply a case of knowing the rules. That's it. So these are the disadvantages. So we can say that a bit traditional siya. Okay? So medyo traditional pa talaga siya. Alright, I just hope na clear yung ano natin. Mm. Okay, we have Donna. All right, there you are. Hi, Donna. Are you there? Can you please say hi to everyone? All right. I just hope you can open your cam. Okay, okay na siguro kayo, no? Please open the cam. All right. Sige, later. Walang tayo. I-open nyo talaga yung cam yung mamaya. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go to, okay, inductive approach, discovery learning. Starts with some examples from which a rule is inferred. So students are given a sample and the teacher guides them in discovering the grammar rules used in the sample. Okay, we can say in the 21st century learning, inductive is more suggested. Okay, it is more suggested. Bakit? It is more on the student's part. So of course you are going to give the students the examples, and then you will let them discover. Okay, they are going to like to form the rule based from the example. Okay, let's go back to the example kanina. Sheng, kanina, what do you think was that? What did we use? Was it inductive or inductive? I gave you the two sentences, and then you were the one yung parang you explain the rule based from the example. What was that, Sheng?
Deductive po, ma'am.
I
I
gave the
mean,
example.
inductive pala.
Inductive, okay. Because as you can see it, if you can, of course, if you can remember, of course, you can remember. The example was given, and then I let you describe, I mean, I let you explain it. So, of course, based from the examples given, of course, you draw the rule, okay, the rules, the adverb, and then the adjective. Okay, that's it. Yes, that was inductive. So in the 21st century, teaching learning, yes, teaching learning, inductive is more suggested. Okay, because of course there is more involvement from the students. So because you will let the students discover, but also may mga disadvantages din ito. All right, so now let's go. An inductive exercise, grammar, so that such that it was so embarrassing. I'm so tired I could go straight to bed. Are you so young that you can't even share? She's such a nice person. It's such a shame that he is gone. It was such a warm day. I thought it could be nice. So, and answer these questions about so and such Which word goes before an adjective on its own? So or such. So, as you can see, the students are given these examples in a form of an exercise. Actually, double siya eh. You give an exercise, at the same time, you are giving the examples. And then the teacher is guiding the students discover the rules by giving these questions. So these questions will guide the students to discover, of course, the rules of such and so. Okay? Which word goes before a noun and with or without an adjective? Which sentences have two clauses, two main verbs? And it is it necessary to start the second clause with that? Okay, with these questions, you are letting the students to work on it. Okay, so it's not, as you can see clearly, it's not teacher centered. Yes, you have your part, of course, but your part there is just leading them. You are guiding them. So in the 21st century, as we can see, it is more suggested. Okay? But of course, hindi talaga natin maiwasan. There are times na we can give deductive. Okay? At some point, deductive is at some point, okay? At some point, sometimes, okay? Deductive is better than inductive at some point. Not all the time, of course. Then, of course, the advantages and disadvantages. Inductive. Make the rules more meaningful. Yes. Bakit siya magiging meaningful? Because the students now are thinking. They are the ones who will discover, or they will be the one to discover the rules. Um, Mental effort involved ensures a greater degree of cognitive depth, greater memorability, and the students are actively involved. Then an approach which favors pattern recognition and problem solving abilities and extra language practice if problem solving is done collaboratively. And then self-reliance. Okay. And the disadvantage of this, disadvantages may mislead students that the rule is the objective instead of the meaning. That's it. Time consuming siya. Yes. So kaya at some point, you are going to use deductive, okay? Of course, because you are saving time. Students may hypothesize wrong rule, place heavy demands on teachers in planning a lesson, and then frustrate students who prefer simply to be told the rules. There are some students kasi din na they prefer giving the meaning first before the example. Okay? Kasi knowingly, students have different learning styles. Okay? We know that. All right? So the basic teaching sequence, present then practice. Okay, so that's the basic. Present then practice. So when we are going to say present then practice, ano yun siya? Of course, it can be deductive, it can be deductive. So you can present and then practice. So you have to do it until makita mo there will be mastery on the side of the student. So the teacher first presents, introduces, explains, clarifies, inputs the language point, and then gives learners a chance to practice using the language themselves. All right. So if we want to plan a well-focused grammar lesson, we need to decide. Okay? So which of these areas we want to spend time on? It's just like saying in which a subject will I use, what subject will I use deductive method? What subject is appropriate for inductive method? Okay? So how long we want to give to each one, and then what is the best sequence, or what the best sequence is to have them in. Okay? So many present practice lessons are structured as shown below. Clarification, restricted output, and authentic output. All right. So as you can see, lead in the teacher. What do we mean by lead in? The teacher shows pictures connected to the lesson or topic, context, and elicits ideas from students. So you show the picture and then lead in. So you are going to lead. Just keep on asking questions, because in that manner, you will let the students have this critical thinking. Memorable din yung ano nila. Yung of course knowing the lesson. Teacher clarification. Of course, again, let's go back. This is on how are we going to teach grammar. So teacher gives illicit examples of the language and explains illicit information about them from students, not from you, but from students, okay? You are going to accept the examples from the students and then you are going to what? Give or elicit. Okay? Then restricted output. The students work on oral practice of examples of these items. So of course, we will still encourage the oral output. Let the students stand and share, or let the students present, or let the students go in front and say something about it, and so on. Restricted output, the students do a written exercise to practice these items. Not only oral, but also there must be written too. Authentic output, the students are given an opportunity to use these items along with the other language they know in communicative activities. Still, we have to deal with communicative teaching, okay, or approach. So many present practice lessons are more complex than this one. The use of examples, explanations, and practice elements may be integrated. There should be a balance between practice and presentation. Yes, let us always consider that. It's not all the time presentation, all the time presentation. How will you let the student master it without practicing? So you have to let them practice. And then kapag practice naman lahat without enough presentation, so you will mislead the students. Okay? Magiging mali-mali na ngayon yung rule. Okay? So, well, anyway, a language teacher's job is to push, encourage, and help learners to try using the language themselves. That's it. Remember that. The primary learning experience is doing the thing yourself, not listening to someone else telling you about how to do it. So, of course, you can listen others on how to do it, but most importantly, let the students do it. So they have to do it by themselves. So thinking about grammar teaching is primarily practice rather than presentation. Can help to solve a number of problems that teachers feel they face in class. So what makes the lesson challenging is not the level of theoretical knowledge. Take note of that, future teachers, future language teachers. What makes the lesson challenging is not the level of theoretical knowledge. You know all the rules. Okay, theory. But how about the application? So the lesson deals in, but what you ask students to try and do. Okay, I'm sorry. Jen, palihog ko kay Chai Chai. This is okay. Chai Chai, quiet. Come here, come here, come here. Come here. You want this, guys? May Dakshan. Open your cam, open your cam. Intermission number. May Dakshan. Oh, naka 1,000 sub na ko. I mean, yun eh. Alright, you say hi, Chai. You say hi to them. Intermission
Ma'am, baka
number.
naman.
Baka naman, of course. Salamat. Salamat talaga. Mabot na tayo ng 1,000 subscribers, guys. Alright. You are so noisy, ha? Alright. This is Chai Chai My Duction. Blue tan. Blue tan. Ang color niya, blue, gray, and brown. Okay. Blue. Yan. So na, tapang mo, ha? Siya itong nag-aw-aw. Gi-aw-aw niyang dako kay na ko nga iro, dere. Alright. Mura rabag ako siya. Okay, so let's continue. Intermission number, guys. Okay. Well, anyway, let's continue. We're almost done. We're almost there. All right. So again, what makes the lesson challenging is not the level of theoretical knowledge. Take note of that, guys. So again, let the students practice and master it. So, but what the students do try and do. Okay? Action talaga. Okay, no. Mag-klase gyud ko na gyud ni sila diri sa akong tiilan, my goodness. Excuse me. Okay. Nakagyud ni sila diri sa akong tiilan as in mag-unlan sa akong tiil o akong chanelas, kit-kita na akong tiil. Okay. When teachers want the learners to focus on a piece of grammar, kadiri salot ay Sabak na lang. Okay, so when teachers want to teach, want the learners to focus on a piece of grammar, to see it, think about it, and understand it, to become much clearer on its form, meaning and use, they refer to a clarification or presentation. Okay, and then we could differentiate three general categories of clarification: teacher explanation, teacher tells the learner; guided discovery, teacher helps the learner to tell himself; and self-directed discovery, learner tells himself. Okay, so these are the three categories of clarification. All right. Okay, so, well, anyway, uh, okay, all right, yun na, sige. Okay na yon. Ito, specification na ito. So, you were given this copy, guys. So, hindi ko na kailangan siyang, examples are given to you. Hindi ko na siya kailangan explain. So, specification na lang yan siya sa self-directed discovery, what are you going to do? And then, what are you going to do with guided discovery? What are you going to do with that? All right. Okay, guys. So, as I promised, so hindi tayo lalampas sa 30 minutes. Okay. So, we're going to take picture. All right. Okay. So, screenshots ako, guys, ha. Wait lang. Thank you so much. And to those who are attending sa live natin. So, thank you. So, picture sa ta. Screenshot. Wait lang po. Wait lang po. Kasi it goes, mawala yung screenshot pag i-full screen ko. Oh, what is it? All right. There you are. Okay. So, one. Sheng, open your cam, please. For a while lang, Sheng. 5 seconds, Sheng. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. So, thank you so much, guys. I just hope na kahit papano, mas naintindihan siya. So, private messages here. Uninductive. All right, there's your answer. Okay, I will copy paste this as your class participation. All right, Sheng and Donna, thank you so much. Plus 5 points sa exam. Sorry. Okay, bonus. 5 points sa exam. Okay, butang lang na ako ano siya dito sa post para ma-remember. Okay, thank you so much. Is okay, kwa pagyapon ka, Sheng. Wala si Nika o si kisay kulang si Ann.
Si Ann, ma.
Oh, si Nika. Oh, Nika. Oh, Nika, where are you? Open your cam. Hoy, Nika, hindi mo sinisin ang ano ko ha, yung inbox ko. You have to answer that question, Nika, for class participation. Char. Nika, open your cam, picture ta ulit. Please, open your cam, picture ta ulit kasi you're there.
Tama na ako.
O, tama na kasi. Okay lang.
Open.
You cannot open. Oh, sige. It's okay. All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for the patience and thank you for the extra time. Remind me of the 5 points plus sa exam. All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye. I have to end this one. I have to end the live.